Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. From everyone knows Shorty. Take a look at Post Malone's big rig today, and something kind of nice surprise to get to review this one. A while back, Vault basically announced they're pulling away from doing comics quite so much, going more into the light novels, and to be honest, I thought they were going to ditch comic books entirely. Kind of frustrating because I really enjoyed their Goobers issue 1, which thankfully has now been collected. I was really looking forward to reading Kid Maroon, fantastic core concept. That one looks like it's going to just come out in... it's going to be a graphic novel, it's not a trade paperback, but they're talking about doing a collection. Not accurate, it's not what it's supposed to be. But then with Big Rig, I thought they were going to do the same thing, so I put it straight out into graphic novel. The little free comic book day teaser was a nice little thing to get people interested in it. But then it turns out they're actually doing them in issue format, and I'm like, well, hell yeah, let's give it a shot. A few reasons to be excited by it. First off, the Post Malone of it all, I don't really know much about Post Malone. I'm aware of him, couldn't tell you much he's done other than eventually, after watching it several times, realised he was in Roadhouse. Not like in it a lot, but I saw his name in the credits, figured out who he was, watched it, and like, oh, so that's what he looks like. Like, genuinely wouldn't know him from Adam, which is kind of nice because it means, I swear, when I'm used to talking about non-comic book writers, especially people in other media, coming into comic books, there's always big arguments about, like, writer inserts. And yes, the big Berserker Keanu Reeves one, obviously, but also Andy Samberg for Holy Roller, where it looks like they've inserted him at an appropriate age, but with the physique he had for Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping, which is weird. In this one, could literally be in it, and I have no idea. I have no idea, like, if the artist, Nathan Gooden, has actually done any work to make the main character look like him, or maybe just put him in the background. I don't know. But because I don't know, it means it's just, like, a clear-cut, this is him just, to my mind at least, this is him doing a comic book because he wanted to do a comic book. And it kind of helps that, as is so often the case, he has been paired with an actual writer, Wassel? I've never been 100% sure on that one. I've never seen it written down. Who's a good writer? I've read some other stuff by him, and I thought, yeah, okay, this could be entertaining. And it turns out, what it is B-movie grade schlock, and that is in no way an insult. I love B-movie grade schlock. The biggest thing it reminds me of is Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness, The Medieval Dead, which is a movie with more titles than it has endings. I mean, it's only got 2 endings, but that's still more than you expect. But there's many lines in this which feel like they have the full-on delivery of your Ash Williams, your Bruce Campbell. There's certain things which feel like they were written with the intention if they were going to be able to cast a younger version of Bruce Campbell, they would, but not fully tied in exactly to just the way the character looks. It's a nice little balance there. But it is this weird, anachronistic, there is literally a big rig, maybe Peterbilt truck, which turns up in, I think, the 1400s because there's demons, and apparently this is what gets summoned to help them fight demons. Such a ridiculous core concept that I obviously had to pay attention to it. And reading through the giant-sized issue 1, you also get introduced to some other characters. There is an Indigenous American, I want to say Alaskan or Northern Territories, and also Viking Witch, which is very, very cool to see. Femme Viking characters definitely deserve more representation, not just shield maidens, but actually the understanding that Viking magic was done by the femme members of their society. And there's a really nice touch here, which is called Edda. And I'm not entirely sure if the creators' comic book did this on purpose, with Edda being somebody who tells stories, but these stories can be contradictory, and the same story, well, the same point made through vastly different tellings of stories, because the prose and poetic Eddas are the closest we have to, like, primary source written documentation about Norse mythology and culture, and they were written after the fact by monks who didn't speak the language, so it's really hard to see how much of any of it could actually be true. And I kind of like that they did that. Again, I don't know if it's intentional, but it worked for me. It was one of those nice little beats that makes me think it's a fun one that's there for the people who know what it is. If not, it's just a cool character called Edda, who is very well written, and also it looks fantastic. They have gone for stripped down, like almost zero colour palette. Most of it is various greys on white, but the rig is red. And even then, you don't get it fully realised in bright primary red for the most part. It's kind of a washed out thing when we see it, apart from a few instances. And the rest of the time, it's just the rest of the world is various shades of grey. And when I first saw this in the Free Comic Day one, I thought this might be just a preview, like, tease, and they were going to flesh out the colouring later on. I'm actually kind of glad they didn't. As an artistic choice. It works really nicely, as does the fact that they quite often play around with form in terms of 9-panel pages, but then messing with that the further you get through it. I think that does show quite a lot. And also when we get to the second half, at the second issue of the double size issue 1, we get far more detailing in the artwork, and I think Gooden kind of leaned into the idea that if it is going to be black and white, he gets to have a lot more fun with it, because he doesn't have to worry about a colorist coming in to add shading and grading. He could do it all himself, and it looks brilliant as a result. There's even some like Corin Howell-esque kind of eldritch eroticism going on in it, which I think is just fantastic. Honestly, I liked it way more than I thought it did. I thought it would, while still understanding that it is kind of cheesy and hammy, but they lean into it so effectively that I have no complaints whatsoever. That's it for me for now, though. Until I see you all again, look after yourself, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.